wanted to talk a little bit about the situation with Raikkonen at the end of the race.
Ooh.
Raikkonen and Vettel. We've talked a bit about penalties. I'm not aware. I don't know if we're still waiting for results on this. Maybe you can look it up whilst I go through this. So on the final lap, Kimi Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel are fighting. They're not fighting for points. I think they're fighting for like P12.
Yep.
Going through turn 4, turn 5. Vettel's on the inside, and Raikkonen is turning slightly to the right, going through the corner. And with Vettel alongside and slightly ahead of him, he just keeps turning right. It's almost like he doesn't see Vettel right there in front of him, and just turns right into him and takes Vettel onto the gravel. It's a big mess. Really bizarre incident. I don't understand how this has happened. There's more than enough space for Kimi to just hold his line slightly more to the left. Surely this has got to be penalty points. It's completely avoidable, dangerous. Don't even understand how it happened. It's really, really bizarre incident for someone of Raikkonen's experience. I think after it, Vettel was just a bit confused. I don't think he was like angry or anything. I don't think there was too much of a altercation, but very, very strange incident, and surely penalty points for something like that. If we're giving Norris penalty points close enough to nearly be banned for what he did, then just straight up driving into someone and causing a huge accident has got to be penalty. Like, surely.
Yep. Thank you so much for filling that. Thank you so much for filling that time, Alex. Whilst I've furiously been searching F1.com, but Raikkonen was given a 20-second time penalty.
Okay.
As well as 2 penalty points for his collision with Vettel at the end of the race. And
same number of penalty points then. So not making contact is the same amount of penalty points as literally driving someone off the road and smashing them out, basically. Which seems a little bit strange to me, but
2 completely different incidents. But 20-second penalty,
steward,
which puts him at I'm not sure actually where that puts him at the end of the race, because it all kicked off with yellow flags. So that put Raikkonen in P15, which is probably where he was anyway, I think. So really didn't do much for him. Sebastian Vettel finished. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the driver standings.
P16.
Did he finish in P16?
Yeah.
Which I don't think he was running much higher than that anyway, with Sebastian Vettel not finishing the race.
P12 or P...
I don't remember being that high. Anyway,
not.
So
they weren't fighting for points, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And you know what I thought when I saw this? Instantly. It was a perfect carbon copy of any crash I've had on the F1 2020 game, where you get your front tyre tangled with the car in front of you and they just both ping off to the left-hand side. Mm-hmm. I'm fairly sure we've done it numerous times. But yeah, what a bizarre incident. And it wasn't like he had clipped his wing against Vettel's tyre and he just slightly misjudged it. He had locked tyres with the Aston Martin. They both came careering off the track into the gravel, narrowly avoiding the barrier, which was great, because otherwise I think the race would have finished under safety car. Well, they probably should have finished under safety car, really.
It was double yellows,
the incident. So. It was double yellows. But yeah, just completely bizarre, very uncharacteristic. And 2 penalty points. It just doesn't seem like enough for causing such a... I understand, yeah. How
that
on
really
one
is
hand,
a serious accident, isn't it?
Yeah. How on one hand can you have Lando Norris not making contact with another driver and there was space in between them for Perez to stay on the track? 2 penalty points. And on the other hand, you've got Kimi Raikkonen making a really dangerous move and taking out 2 cars out of the Grand Prix. And that's the same amount of penalty points. And then you've got Nikita Mazepin back in Spain, who accidentally impeded someone because there was 5 cars in front of him. Again, 2 penalty points. It's very strange how all this adds up and how all these incidents are comparable, because they're not similar in any way at all, but they all result in the same punishment.
And Charles Leclerc driving Hamilton off in Monza and literally pushing him off the race when he was making multiple moves to defend his line when you're only supposed to do it once. That's a black and white flag. No points.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
And if you're Charles Leclerc and you drive into Gasly on lap 1,
no points.
You don't even get investigated.
It just didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Never mind points. He's one lucky lad, that Leclerc. I wonder how much politics plays into it, because in Monza, they you could tell they didn't want to give him a penalty at Monza because he's in a Ferrari and he's leading the race, and if you give him a penalty, he won't win, and it'll be at Monza, and there'll be a riot. Yeah, so you do wonder how much that must play into it, because don't know. Leclerc must have some dirt on some of the students. I keep saying that stewards. But yeah, it's a funny old business, and the penalty points sometimes feel like they don't quite add up.